set my. I figured out how to connect the cameras.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, dude, that took like I was close to hiring a guy to just come here and figure it all out.
Meanwhile,
How have you been? How was your Freedom Day?
It was good, did it right? Rained so hard.
Let's see if this works. EOS has been a bitch. I don't know why.
Yeah, you do.
One sec.
Boom, 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 boom.
one eternity later.
Ah, it worked. There you go.
You're still, yeah, you're just out of focus.
This is my background. How did you get the blur?
No, you have to focus it. No, you don't want to do it.
I've got autofocus on as well. I don't know.
Just click the button to, what camera do you have?
EOS F6. Still not focused. Shall we do it in the dark? Turn on manual focus. This shit. You see? Oh, it's fine. You all good to do this? You down? Shall
Yep.
we? All right. First of all, I love your videos. How do you come up with them and make them so entertaining?
The best way to come up with like a really good video is to copy somebody else, but copy someone else that's like outside our industry. So the way I came up with that video idea was there was a very consistent video. I was looking at, for some reason, I was looking at all Minecraft YouTubers, just look for ideas. The consistent, most popular video on all these Minecraft YouTubers was I spent 1,000 days trying hardcore Minecraft.
Nice.
And then I noticed in my industry, it was like I spent 7 days trying dropshipping. And I was like, well, what if I did? I mean, I think I've been doing this for 3 years, which is about 1,000 days. What if I tried that? So that's basically, and then most of my other videos, 1,000 cold calls versus 1,000 cold emails. Which one's better? It's just like anything Mr. Beast does versus, and then there's small versus large, which is like $1 versus $1 million blank.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it
And
Ryan? There was a guy like Ryan. What's his name? It's a popular YouTuber. I've
Trey
seen
Henderson.
those. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, dude. Like, I think I remember we discussed this. You're sort of the Mr. Beast of
Yeah, I
SMMA
tried
and-
a little bit, dude, but it's like I tried these crazy videos that just never got any traction. Like I hired 100 employees for an hour, and that didn't got like 2,000 views. That cost me like $3 or $4 grand.
Oh,
And then there was another one I did. It was I trapped myself in a box till I made $10,000. I thought it was a really good video.
that was a good video. It was a really
Yeah,
good video.
Yeah, but it's like no one watched it. I don't know if I really want to. There's like some videos I want to do, but I'm like, do I really want to put in that much effort and like sit in a bathroom for 3 days?
But you did it.
I did, yeah, for that one at least. Yeah.
You freaking did it. Oh, dude. No, it's great. I love your content. Your free course was so valuable.
Thank you.
Like it was insanely valuable. And I think it was the obscure email follow-up sequence that really made me think like, how does, and I love your landing pages as well. How did you think of like the reverse broomstick and then the rat at the bottom? And
I don't. The rat at the bottom.
no, dude, like why are you
Yeah.
scrolling down? I see. I'm like, I've never seen a landing page. I've not seen anything like this. Yeah.
I actually hired a coach once, and he was like, "Hey, you need to remove all this stuff." And I was like, "Dang, that's my aura, whatever they call it now." I just thought of how do I make this more and more and more and more unique to where sometimes people will just you ever like watch like pickup or like people that there's weird guys that like will run around in a scooter and then they'll try to pick up like a chick, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's like the weird things that catch their attention. And so I think there are people that have booked a call with me just because, and I think that's what, I don't study this too much, but I think most people should study this a lot, which is like every single thing that you could possibly do to get someone to convert. What do I need to do? And so some people I remember would just, they would say, maybe I kind of want to work with you just because your apartment looks nice. And I was thinking like, is it just because I look a little more professional? Just because, I mean, when I moved into the apartment, I couldn't even afford it. And so like, but maybe that helped me where I looked a little better than I actually was.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like, I just started doing weird things on my videos where people were like, oh yeah, I really like how you're more human, more genuine. And so I was like, hey, what if I lean more into that? And then the whole broomstick thing was just, I think there's the Patrick or whatever, where he's trying to sweep. Yeah. And so I was like, I just found out that you could add GIFs to the back of a GoHighLevel landing page. And so I was thinking, well, what could I do there to make it look very, look cool? And then I used to do also personalized links where I would send you a link, hey, book a call with me. And then when you clicked on it, it would say, hey, Orion, I just want to see if you're interested, right? Anything I could possibly do to catch their attention, what could I do? And so that's why I try to think of all these weird things.
Bro, it worked. It literally worked. It literally worked. And I think it was Christmas actually. It was a couple months back, and I got on a call, closed me in 30 minutes, and then I started working with you to sort out email marketing, which is still the bane of my existence because I fucking hate emails.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate emails, but besides the point, how did you get all started in this world?
Yeah, well, like everybody else, broke in my parents' basement and all that jazz. And then when I was like working at like 2 jobs, and then
Nice.
COVID hit, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I was making enough money from both of these jobs to be able to like figure something out. And so I bought a couple courses and tried a few things. Nothing really worked. Eventually was able to get an online job, which helped me learn ads. And from there, I quit that job. And then I was like, okay, I had no clue what I want to do with my life, whatever. I kind of wanted to make movies, do filmmaking,
Sweet.
whatever, or
Yeah.
not really, but, or do, or do YouTube, or I just, I did a lot of things with cameras growing up, and then, or do business, because I knew like just growing up, not very rich or poor, I guess, where you're eating beans every meal, not really, but it was not very fun. So I was like, okay, either I try to fix the problem of this, about like just not having to struggle every day, or
Yeah.
I try to become something special by becoming a cinematographer or making movies. But I was like, how about I do both? And so that was my game plan, was what if I made a documentary of me trying to build a business from $0 to $1 million in 1 year? So that was the idea. And then I was thinking about different paths to go down. Should I start e-commerce? Should I start whatever? And the agency thing kind of popped out just because I was already doing ads for this other company. So if I just I've already learned some things, what if I just did that long term?
Yeah.
So I started the agency, started in the pest control space, then went into roofing and solar because pest control was not very good at all. And then roofing and solar was okay. And then I was having a really hard time getting, so it was like 2 months into the agency. It was started in January.
Yeah.
And I was getting maybe 3 to 4 appointments a week. And it was just people that obviously weren't interested or didn't have the money, or you just call me next week, whatever. And so I was like, how do I can't do this sustainably. Like I saved some money so that hopefully I could build the agency up, but eventually I'll have to get a job if I can't keep getting more appointments. So then I was like, let me try anything I possibly do to get more appointments. Let me learn anything I possibly can. I was only doing cold email and LinkedIn messages at the time because that's what everybody told me to do. And then I was like, well, okay, I'm getting all these phone numbers. What if I tried, I don't like doing cold calling, but I'm using this new platform, GoHighLevel. What if I tried putting these phone numbers into GoHighLevel and sending out texts? What if I tried that? And what if I tried sending out Facebook messages to people, like actual individuals? Or what if I tried sending out Instagram messages, right? And so I was just testing these things, and I tested sending out some messages through SMS, and then I'd send it on a Saturday, and that day I got 10 booked calls that day.
Wow.
And so then I was able to consistently get 10 booked calls every single day just from sending out 100 texts. And this was the worst message you've ever seen. Now, obviously, you have to have a better
amazing.
script and all this stuff. But back then it was like a Wild West, and it was really fun. And so I wish I capitalized on it more, but now I was getting 10 book sales calls per day, and I was getting plenty of clients. But then the hard part became, I don't really know how to phone clients at all. I didn't really know how to do solar. I thought I knew ads, but I don't know how to do solar ads. So then I just kind of gave up doing solar and roofing. And then I was just literally sitting at home all day, not knowing what to do. And then I saw someone else saying, hey, does anyone need help getting appointments? I thought, well, that was really easy for me to do. What if I just did that for other people? And then I just copied and pasted his post, did the exact same thing myself. And I got my first couple clients with a B2B agency. And I've been doing that ever since. That was June of 2021. So
wow, damn, you're an old man now. This is 3 years.
yeah, an agency gave me out.
3 years, dude. Like, I remember I went, I don't know, I was applying for some shit, and I was saying like, oh, I've got 2 years of experience in GoHighLevel. And I was like, oh, you're very experienced in this space. And there's me thinking, like, you go into any other industry and you say that, they're like, okay, junior level, back at the start. Yeah. But dude, that's such an amazing story. How did you, obviously from what I've heard or from what I've seen from your stories, you're close to hitting $1 million in cash.
I did. I'm at like 1.4 now, but
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. How's that feel?
It was cool. I was driving and I was like, I had $1 million. Woo. Yeah. Now I think I already did, but because people pay me through like crypto or other sources,
Okay.
but like looking at your Stripe and it says 1 million, that's what you want.
Nice.
But it was obviously and then I'm so cheap, dude. I bought like a Tesla a couple months ago, but then I wanted to like wrap it and make it look cool. And then I literally bought a fake green Rolex. I'm not about to spend $20,000-$30,000 on a real green Rolex. It's like, obviously I could, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay, a dark green on the Tesla, a dark green Rolex, and then like take a photo or whatever. And then I got a Dodge Challenger as well. And that'd be really cool. But then I was like, dude, I don't want to spend like $3,000 on a wrap. I'm just like so cheap. I don't even buy a standing desk. Like I put a coffee table on top of my desk.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen your setup, bro.
Yeah.
The literal video you send me of your setup, I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. At least the backdrop looks good, and you know your camera angles. So $1 million cash collected, feeling like a baller, got all this money. You know, obviously the agency game didn't get you there, but courses did. But you needed to have gone through the agency game before you could actually start selling people on how to get those appointments, because you've had to prove it to yourself that you could do it. How would you recommend that strategy for people? Because I've spoken to others who come into GoHighLevel thinking, I'm going to just get affiliates. And I had a similar mentality at the start. I'm like, oh, it's just so easy. You could literally just get people to sign up on your link, and you don't actually have to do anything with GoHighLevel or like starting an agency or actually getting results.
Yeah, it becomes an MLM. But
yeah.
So when I started, my goal was never ever to become a guru or anything like that. And watching like Sam Ovens or any other guru, they would say, hey, you can't copy me because I'm an expert, you're not, so you can't do that, and you have to go do your own thing.
What?
I then realized is now I know you can copy them directly. Anybody else, you can just copy them.
Yeah, boy.
And then the second thing is, as soon as you become the expert, as soon as you become, I'm the guy you want to reach out to, I'm the guy that's the master at this, come to me. That's where you start making a lot more money. And so I wasn't trying to, the only reason that I built out the course is because, what I sell mostly is just implementation. Hey, you come to me, I'll help you implement these strategies, that strategy, that strategy. I'll create the script for you. I'll get the list for you, whatever. And we'll be able to get 120 calls a month, whatever. You come to me and then people are like, okay, well, we set up Facebook. Well, how do I use Facebook long term? Or then how do I set up this thing? And then I was like, all right, let me just make a video. And then I made a video. And then I was like, okay, here's the video on how to do that. And then and consistent people ask, okay, how do I do this? All right. Well, here's 4 videos on this one's for LinkedIn, this one's for Facebook. If you have a question about this is the video for that. And then it's just more and more and more. So that basically anytime someone asks a question, I would just make a video on it. And then it became a Notion, whereas here's all my videos on how to do each individual thing. And then that became basically a course. So I have that so I don't like saying, oh, I sell a course. It's just, that's an extension to me helping you implement. But it's just obviously there. But I think the main thing I think is the most hiccup for everybody is that they just don't see themselves as the expert, and therefore they don't like portray themselves as the expert. So then nobody comes to them. So I think the whole affiliate thing, the guy that's saying, hey, you can make money becoming an affiliate, that's probably the guy making the most money, is the guy saying that you can become an affiliate. Yeah, but actually being the affiliate is where none of the money is made. So it's like, the selling the shovel thing, where the only people that are making money in a gold rush are the ones selling shovels and pans. So I would try to, not that you should try to sell success to other people, but in any industry, in the med spa industry or in the solar industry, as soon as become, hey, I'll help you get from 0 to 100, follow me because I'm the expert. And you don't have to be an expert, of course. And when I started, when I was 6 months into the journey, like the first couple clients I got for helping them set appointments, after like 2 months, I felt really bad because I was like, man, I've learned so much in 2 months. Yeah. And then 6 months later, I was like, man, I really feel bad for those clients I had 6 months ago. 6 months later, I felt bad for the clients I had 6 months before that. A year later, I had, and so you'll always feel bad. You're like, oh, I wasn't really an expert back then. And so, but then I started just being like, okay, I'm an expert now. Obviously, I learn more as I go. I've learned a lot over this year I didn't know last year, getting to a point where it's like a curve where it's like, I'm not learning as much anymore. Yeah. But as you just have to position yourself that way where people will just assume that you are the expert, and therefore they'll just pay you because they just want to release responsibility from themselves. Like no one just wants to be responsible. I don't want to do this myself. I want to give somebody else the responsibility, and that's why they pay you. And so you have to convince them that you're the doctor, you're the expert. So that was really a big shift for me. So it wasn't really like, oh, I want to sell courses. It was just people ask the same questions, and then I knew I had to become an expert. So that's about it.
Shoot, man. So we should all start selling courses.
Kind of. I'm not that you should do courses, but just Just if you made it, if I think everybody should make their own Facebook group. I think everybody should have their own YouTube channel and try to get people to come to them rather than going. And now I sell cold outreach. That's my whole thing is reach out to people and get them interested in your product.
Yeah.
But it is so much easier to get somebody coming to you. It takes a little longer time. It takes like, 2-3 months, let's say, to build out a YouTube channel that actually get any sort of views, or a Facebook group that'll get members coming in consistently. But it is way more worth it to go down that route than, and if I knew this back then, obviously I would have made a lot more money. But so
yeah, I've not had that experience yet, so I can't completely relate to what you're saying. I can't imagine what it's like to have just inbound leads coming through organic content that know you, like you, trust you, and just have wallets out. I don't know if you're closing do you still have a closer as well that's closing deals?
Yeah, I have 2 closers.
Yeah, so I don't know what their conversion rates are, but I'd guess they'd be pretty high. But yeah, so then going back to growing your SMMA or your agency, what is the best way to grow and scale your agency?
I think it's really not a strategy. I think it's really, I hate this too, but it's a mindset around it where.
No way you said that.
I know, not like mindset in terms of like, you need to take cold showers every day. No one cares about that. Okay. Your life's not going to get better taking cold showers. But I think it's more of we have to look at it from a perspective of, okay, what does a client want? And then how do I sound as scammy as I possibly can? Not because I'm actually trying to scam anybody, but that will help you become, okay. So for example, do you know what proactive is?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. They made a ton of ads everywhere, and they made hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. Dan Kennedy worked on most of those campaigns. I watch a lot of Dan Kennedy where he'll explain the experience. What they would do is they would write the ad first, and they would write out the script for this celebrity endorsement. Justin Bieber's going to endorse this product, and he's going to say these things. Okay, all that jazz. And so they would write the ad, and then they would say to the chemistry team, hey, you have to create a product that fits this mold, like something that is going to burn fat while you sleep, and it's going to make your kids love you, and it's going to all this stuff, right? And here's all the benefits. Now you have to make the product. And so it's about how do we try to convince them that they're actually really interested in this product first. So it's like the Cybertruck. It's like the Tesla Roadster. It's like, I don't know, Theranos, I think that's what it's called, like that huge scam. And in the medical industry, whatever, where it's like, here's this crazy new device that we created, and it's going to reduce the cost of everything, and it's going to change the world. Give me money, invest in my company. And they don't have the product yet. Same with the AI thing. As much as people say, oh, AI is so cool, they just try to show you the best. Like, no one has some secret AI stuff. It's like everyone's showing you the best that they got, this ChatGPT stuff, or that the AI cold calling. Here's the best. Let me show you the surface of it. But then, like, when you actually go into the weeds, it's not really that great. But it's okay, let's just try to sell the best foot forward, like try to sell the best case study that we have, or just try to give them what they want. So, for example, I remember when I was targeting roofing and solar companies, it was very, very difficult to get anybody interested in Facebook ads because everyone's tried it before and they didn't work for them, all that jazz. And so they would all say, you know what, I like the traditional methods of marketing. They're all middle of America. I'm going to do my way, all that jazz, right? And so the traditional methods of marketing were canvassing teams or door-to-door sales teams, them going door-to-door and just knocking on doors saying, hey, do you want solar? And so I was like, well, if that's what they want, I have no clue how to build a canvassing team. I had no clue how to do door-to-door sales. I did it for one day in my professional career, and then I quit. And so I was like, what if I just offer that? So I sent out 100 messages saying, hey, is anyone interested in a canvassing team? And they were like I've gotten the most replies out of that campaign. Like only like 100 messages. I got so many people calling me. Yeah, how does it work? How can you help me? And then I just spitballed whatever I could. I just said, yeah, we'll build out a canvassing team of 3 people. We're going to go get the permits in your city. We're going to go to the affluent neighborhood so that we know that they can afford your services, whatever. We're going to train them, all that jazz. And then we're going to send them your way. And they're like, oh yeah, just send over the contract and let's get started. Again, I had no clue how to do any of this. And so I just like try to sell it to a few people first. Now, I didn't send them a contract. I didn't make them purchase anything, but let's just see what they're interested in first and then try to sell to them. Because if we reach out on Facebook or Instagram or anything else and the offer's not good at all, it doesn't really matter. Like we can, obviously I've got videos on how to do the strategies, but if the offer isn't good, if they actually don't even want it, then it's going to be a waste of time. So I had someone comment on my video the other day saying, hey, how do I get logo design clients? I'm like, nobody wants, because I can get a logo design from ChatGPT for free. And so we have to offer something completely different. Now, maybe we can position in a way where logo design can improve your brand quality. I don't know, whatever it is. But we have to think about, okay, what is it that they actually want? How do I at least convince them that this is going to actually solve all their problems? in a way that they actually want it. Because obviously, okay, they want more solar jobs, but they just don't want it through the mechanism, which is Facebook ads. They want it through the mechanism, which is door knocking for some reason. I don't know why. Mostly probably because they've tried it in the past and actually worked for them. And so what is the end result that they want? What's the mechanism they want to use to get the end result? If we just pitch that offer and they start being interested, we can reach out on any platform and it'll work all the time.
So it is mindset and culture hours and figuring out it's a combination. It's a combination. So you're saying I should not cold shower and I should start door knocking on people for selling Facebook ads?
It's not that, no, I'm just saying like whatever industry you're going to, find out what they want first and then try to, I got people in my group that I don't recommend this. I don't recommend lying to anybody, but it's like they're saying, hey, I just want to see if you want to be on Shark Tank. And you're like, what? And he has no way of getting people on. Yeah, exactly. No way of getting people on Shark Tank, but like he's getting hundreds of people to reply saying, yes, I'm interested. Yeah, I'd love to do that. And then somehow leaning it over into like an investment offer where like, oh yeah, we can help invest in our company, which then turns into an offer to get a business loan, which is a completely different thing, right? But it is actually working for him. Again, I don't recommend lying to anybody. But how do we come up with the scammiest thing possible, or at least make it sound scammy, and then actually lead it to reality? So I'll say, hey, I'll get you 120 appointments a month. Now, I've helped people get 30 calls a day or 120 appointments a month. I've definitely done that. But on average, on the calls, I'll say, lead it to reality. I'll say, on average, the first month, 20 to 40 appointments. From there, about 3 to 5 calls per day. That's usually the average. Most people are still happy with that. But we want to lean with our best case study, right?
Fire, dude. Speaking of fire, closing that 3K client whilst playing Rocket League.
Okay, yeah. Once you've done a couple thousand of them. Yeah. And that's okay. That's the other thing. When I was starting, I remember I was watching Same Moments. And he's like, you know what? The people that have made $1 million, the difference between people that haven't and that have is that they did thousands of sales calls. And I was like, how will I ever get to a point where I've done 1,000 sales? That's going to take so long. If I do 7 a day, and then how do I even get 7 a day, right? And I remember thinking that. And then now it's like 3 or 4 years later. And I remember even back then, I was like, oh, it's probably going to take me 3 or 4 years or 5 years, maybe max, to make $1 million. And here we are 3 years later. And it did take 3 or 4 years. I've done probably 2,000 sales calls, and it doesn't feel like a lot, right? So in the beginning, when you're starting, you're like, oh, this is going to take so long, but it's either this or a college degree where you spend 4 years going to college and get, at least, I don't know, in the UK, but in America, you get $40,000, $60,000 in debt minimum. Yeah. And now you have an accounting degree where you're going to make 60 grand a year. Congratulations. Or you can do this for 4 years and you make $1 million. So which would you rather have, right? Spend 4 years doing sales calls or spend 4 years in college and waste money, So now looking back, even though it seemed like a lot back then, and it was a lot that I went through, but it was a lot easier than I thought. And like just doing those every day was obviously it's worth it, So
yeah, 100%. I'm in a similar state. I've got like 12 calls after this of sales calls.
Yeah.
So, a little bit behind, but charging forward ahead. So, but yeah, I wanted to sort of wrap this up with, I know you got a call soon. I love your AI air videos. They're the most entertaining stuff. Yeah. Just like you messing around with AI. If you could please make more videos like that.
Dude, I am going to actually have a video. The next video should be an AI video, but it's like, the thing is everyone's comments like, make more of these. I'm like, how many more bad sales calls do you want to watch?
Bro, it's freaking hilarious. Cause part of our agency, we sell AI and I have my partner, she's a software engineer. So I assume the AI is going to be pretty well done, but sometimes it isn't. It just blabbers. It says, we've tried AI callers. We were investing into it in November and we've just not used it since because it's not there. And I wanted to gauge your opinion on, this new trend of like AI agencies and selling AI packages. It's a cool buzzword. We've used it a lot. Was it actually going to be useful?
So I think the only people I've had seen a success with selling AI as an agency is people that either have a very specific end result, which is, hey, I'll get you more clients using AI. So like, hey, I'll do AI cold calling for you to actually get you more clients. So again, the mechanism gets you the end result that you want. And so they want more clients. And here's the mechanism we're now using AI, right? Yeah. And then, but some people, they'll still be broad, like, okay, well, I can do AI for whatever they need. I can build a chatbot on them. Like some people do what chatbots, but like, how many people actually want a chatbot? We can build a chatbot and we can build an AI inbound caller system, and we can create Zapier integrations, whatever. It's like people can just watch YouTube videos on most of the stuff now. So I think a broad stroke of, hey, we'll help you build out an AI, like help you save time with your business, whatever. It does work. It can work, but it's just a little harder to do. So I have messages going out right now that are like, and when you're doing this, you kind of want to have like very specific offers. So like, hey, I just was looking at your company. I know this is random. I just want to see if you from to a partnership. I've got a system that can work really well. It says help you save $21,897.28 per month. I want to see if you're open to that. And so like being hyper specific on that. So it sounds like you actually crunch the numbers, or 27 hours and 38 minutes, whatever, you know. So, but other than that, what the other things I've seen work is people coming inbound. And so I've got a few people that like have a YouTube channel around, here's how to integrate Zapier to GoHighLevel. Here's how to connect ChatGPT to this, right? And so they just make consistent videos on like how to use AI. And then they'll say, hey, if you're a company and you're looking to integrate AI into your company, you can book a call directly with me below. And so now they get calls from a whole bunch of different industries like schools or like law firms, whatever. And they come to them and say, hey, we need this and that and that and the other. And that's easier because now you're getting people that are already actively interested in the thing. And then because they're like trying to figure out how do I implement Zapier to this thing. And then they can't figure it out. And they're like, oh, let me just pay this guy to do it. So I think that's a better idea, getting people to come inbound to you. And you can just do that by acting like a professional, making yourself look like the wizard on YouTube or on a Facebook group, whatever. And so I've seen that work too. But that's like the only two things I see working with the AI thing. Now with the AI cold calling, the next video I have coming out is like an actual AI cold calling strategy that kind of works. And the strategy is let the AI call them and screw it up because you know it will. And then you call them after that. So you basically, it's doing two things. One is trying to see if they're actually interested. And then also just seeing if they're responsive at all. So if it calls 200 people and these 12 people picked up, if I call them again, they'll probably pick up again. So that probably means that they pick up every phone call if they're willing to pick up a random phone call that they just got. And so at least now I've added this 200, instead of me sitting there dialing 200 people, if I just call the 12 people, I'll probably get a much higher pickup rate. And the second thing is the AI cold caller, obviously it can keep spinning and just keep dialing until people actually do pick up. And then once it has a conversation, usually like it'll have a conversation, say, hey, is this Sam? They say, yeah, it's Sam. Okay, Daniel, I just want to see. And I've literally, the video has, I just say the wrong name after